Picture this, right? A really high stakes moment. You are standing in a coffee shop, or maybe, you are in a very important meeting at work.
Oh yeah, the classic panic situation.
Exactly. So someone asks you a simple question, and you know the answer. I mean, in your native language, you could just fire back a response in half a second.
Right. Without even thinking.
But then you open your mouth to speak English, and suddenly your brain just stops. The words freeze right in your throat. You just stare blankly.
It is the worst feeling.
It really is. And what is standing in your way right now? It is usually not some long, difficult vocabulary word. It is the sudden, terrifying fear of three tiny English words. Be, been, and being.
Yeah, your brain just completely freezes up. It feels like you were trying to solve a hard math problem instead of just talking to another human being. And I want to say that is a very common place to get stuck.
But we are not going to look at boring grammar rules. We are looking at the real-life feelings behind them.
Exactly. So today, we are basically putting on our friendly English teacher hats.
Yep, keeping it super simple.
Right. We are using very clear, simple English today. No confusing academic words, no heavy textbook rules to memorize. We are just going to explore how to actually feel the language when you speak it.
I love that, feeling the language.
And, if you ever catch yourself thinking you are just bad at English, I want you to throw that thought away right now.
Yes, please do.
When you freeze in that coffee shop, it is not because you are bad at the language. It is just because your brain is trying to process a new way of, organizing time and emotion. And learning to do that naturally, it just takes practice.
So true. So if we want to understand how these words shape our lives, we really have to look at how they manage time.
Right.
Let's start with a word that actually ignores time completely. The simplest, but maybe the most powerful of the three. And that word is be.
OB. It is a word of pure potential.
Pure potential. I like that.
Yeah, think of it as a base word.
Yeah.
What makes it so interesting is that it does not lock you into a clock. Like, it is not tied to yesterday, and it is not locked into this exact second either.
So when do we use it?
Well, we use be when we want to talk about hopes, or when we give advice, or, when we give instructions. It is really a word about becoming something.
Right, like when a teacher points to the class and says, be quiet.
Exactly.
Or maybe a friend hands you a hot cup of coffee and says, be careful. Or even a bigger life goal like, I want to be confident in English.
And notice the feeling of the word in all of those examples. You are not describing a heavy action, right? You're not running or jumping.
No.
You are describing a state of existing. And when you say, I want to be confident, you are admitting that you might not be fully confident right now. But you are setting a direction. You are pointing toward a goal.
Right. It kind of feels like drawing a map. Like you are standing on one side of a bridge right now. And B is the line you draw on the map that connects who you are today to who you want to become tomorrow. It is like an open door.
I love that open door idea. And that concept is so important because it explains why so many learners struggle when they try to use it.
What do you mean?
Well, people look at that open door, they want to step through it, and instead they say, be careful.
Yes, which happens constantly.
All the time.
Let's figure out why that happens mechanically. Like, why does the brain want to push am and be together like that?
It is because am is usually one of the very first words you ever learn in English. I am.
Cool.
It just feels safe. It feels like home.
Oh, that makes sense.
Right. Am anchors you to right now. So when your brain wants to give an instruction like careful, you try to hold on to that safe anchor. You try to force your current state, which is am, onto a future possibility, which is be.
Wow. So you were basically trying to build a wall and an open door at the exact same time.
Exactly.
Because am is a closed loop, right? But be needs to stay open.
Precisely. You just cannot have both.
Yeah.
So if you catch yourself doing this, just, take a breath. Look at the word am. Drop it.
Just drop the am.
Yeah. You do not need the anchor. Just step through the door and say the simple instruction. Be careful.
Be quiet. Be happy. Oh, it is so much cleaner.
It really is.
But, okay, be only looks forward. It is pure potential. What happens when the thing that is shaping our feelings didn't start today? Like, what happens when we are dealing with a past that is still heavily influencing our present moment?
Well, that is when we have to pull out the second word, been.
Oh, boy.
And this is the one that really makes people panic.
It really does. The eyes go wide, the hesitation kicks in. Been feels heavy because it carries the weight of time.
Right, it absolutely does.
It is a bridge connecting what already happened to how you feel right this exact second.
Right.
It is all about experience. Really, been is the word you use to answer a silent question. It answers the question, Why?
Let's look at how that actually works in real life. Imagine you were sitting on the couch and you were yawning. A friend asks what's going on. You say, I have been tired today.
Great.
You are not just talking about right now. You are basically dragging the last 8 hours of your life into the present moment. You felt tired at breakfast, you felt tired at lunch, and, you still feel tired now.
The past is still sitting on your shoulders.
Exactly. It explains your current reality. It is the same thing with travel. Like, I have been to New York.
Yeah, I am not walking through Times Square right now, but I am telling you that the experience of New York still lives inside my head today.
Right. Now, compare that to using a simple password, like was. If you say, I was tired, that means the feeling is dead. It is over.
You took a nap, and now you are totally fine.
Exactly. Was is a closed chapter. But been means the story is still being written.
Okay, wait. I want to push back on the mechanics here just a little bit, because my brain wants to use a shortcut.
Sure.
If am is me right now, and been is this past experience, why can't I just say, I am been tired? I mean, I hear people say that sometimes, and it sounds logical. I am putting now and the past together.
That is a highly logical mistake. I hear it too. You are correctly trying to link the past and the present. But mechanically, am and been repel each other like two magnets.
Like magnets.
Yeah. Am is a state of existing right now. Been is also a state of existing. It is just stretched over time. You cannot stack two states of existing on top of each other. The sentence just collapses.
Oh, wow. Okay, so been cannot survive on its own, and it definitely cannot survive with am. So how do we support it?
Been requires a very specific vehicle to carry it into the present. It needs the word have or has if you were talking about someone else.
But wait, why have? Because when I think of have, I think of holding something. Like, I have a car, I have a coffee.
And that is exactly how you should think about it here. Yes. When you say, I have been tired, you are saying, I possess this experience. You own it. Have is like the hands holding the past experience of been and bringing it into the present.
Wow, that makes so much sense. I possess the experience. I have been busy. I've been learning English. It is like my life story is being held up by the word have.
You got it. You never want to send been out alone. It always needs have holding at hand to show that you own the experience.
Okay, so we have explored the open potential of be. We have carried our past experiences into the present with have and been. But, life is not always about long journeys.
No, it isn't.
Sometimes things shift suddenly. What happens when we need to talk about the drama of right now?
Enter the word that completely changes the emotion. Being.
Oh, being. This is where grammar turns into psychology, isn't it?
It really is.
Being handles temporary behavior. Like, it is happening at this very moment. It shows a sudden change.
Yeah, adding that ing sound onto the end of a word does something very specific mechanically.
Yeah.
It turns a static state into an action that is currently in motion.
Okay.
And if something is in motion, it is moving forward. And if it is moving forward, well, it will eventually stop. Therefore, it is temporary.
I see. Let's put this into a high-stakes scenario. Picture a really tense scene late at night. Two people are standing in a kitchen. The dishes are done. It is incredibly quiet.
Setting the scene, I like it.
Person A looks at person B. There are two ways person A can address the silence. Sentence number 1, you are quiet. Sentence number 2, you are being quiet.
Oh, the emotional difference between those two sentences is massive. It changes the entire temperature of the room.
It does, because if someone looks at me and says, you are quiet, my defenses immediately go up.
Same here.
It feels like a permanent label. It feels like a judgment on my entire personality. Like they are saying, you are a quiet person, and that is a problem.
It is heavy. It is a fact. But if they say, you are being quiet, the addition of that ing softens everything.
Because it implies motion.
Yes. It means right now, today, in this specific moment, something is different. Usually you are talkative, but tonight you are being quiet.
Ah, that is so nice.
Right. It removes the permanent label. It leaves space for whatever is bothering you to change.
It is a way of saying, hey, I notice something is weighing on you today, without sounding like an accusation. It is incredibly empathetic.
This is a perfect example of how English grammar is not just a list of rules to memorize for a test. It is emotional grammar.
Emotional grammar.
The words you choose control the tone of your relationships.
Yeah.
Being is a tool. You use it to navigate moods and situations that you know will pass.
Like, I am being honest with you. Just for this moment, let's drop the walls. Or, he is being difficult right now. He is not a terrible person forever. He is just a headache today.
Exactly. The situation is temporary. It is just the shape of the moment.
That is so helpful. Once you grasp that, you kind of stop seeing these three words as monsters. You start seeing them as extremely precise tools for expressing human emotion.
So let's put these tools to the ultimate test. We have our three characters. We need to see how they operate together to tell one continuous life story.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's trace the journey of someone who is learning English. It happens in three distinct steps. Step one is the open door, the goal. I want to be fluent.
That is the line on the map. Pure potential, no time attached.
Right. Then step two brings in the heavy reality of time and effort. I have been practicing every night.
You possess the experience. You are holding on to the hard work you started weeks ago, and it is still true today.
Yes. And then step three is the temporary shift, the sudden realization of right now. I'm being more confident now.
A complete narrative arc. One person, one journey, told through three tiny words. The open future, the heavy past, and the shifting present.
When you look at the mechanics behind them, you realize they are just trying to help you organize your reality.
But, knowing the mechanics is really only half the battle. Because there is a very real danger when you are out there in the real world trying to speak. And the danger is not that you might mix up these three words.
No, the true danger is silence.
Wow. Silence.
The biggest crime in learning a language is not making a grammatical mistake. The crime is closing your mouth because you're terrified of sounding foolish.
Right.
When that fear takes over, your brain freezes. You just stop connecting with the person in front of you.
Your brain is just working too hard trying to be perfect. You are standing there calculating, wait, is it be or being or being? Do I need have? And while your brain is doing that math, the human moment just slips away.
Exactly. We have to prioritize flow over perfection. Native speakers make mistakes constantly.
Oh, all the time.
We lose our train of thought, we pause, we restart sentences halfway through because we realize we used the wrong structure. It is the natural rhythm of human speech. Talk. Emma phrases this beautifully. Nobody dies from a grammar mistake.
Let's put that on a billboard. Nobody dies from a grammar mistake.
Truly.
If you panic and say, I am been tired, the person across from you does not pull out a red pen and grade you. They think, oh, my friend is exhausted, I should get them a chair. The communication still happens. The empathy still happens.
You have to give yourself permission to speak messy English. The connection is the goal, not the perfection.
Which means we need to train the physical muscle of speaking. So we want you to try this right now. If you are walking your dog, if you are sitting at your desk, just say this sentence out loud. I have been practicing English, and I am getting better.
Yes. Feel the weight of have been. You own that effort. You possess the hard work. I have been practicing.
That is the whole point of our deep dive today. Let's quickly look at the core of what we uncovered. First, we have be. This is your open door to the future. It holds your hopes and your choices without the pressure of a clock. I want to be confident.
Second, we have been. The bridge from the past. It never travels alone, right? Always needs hands to carry it, like have or has, to show you own the experience. I have been working hard.
And finally, being. The word that completely changes the emotion. The word that softens a permanent judgment into a temporary observation. You are being quiet today.
English is a bridge to other people. The goal is to sound natural, to express the nuance of how you feel, and, well, to be understood by someone else.
So the next time you are in that coffee shop, do not let the math problem freeze you. Just let the words come out.
As you continue on that journey, there's a fascinating psychological question worth exploring. We saw how being changes a harsh statement into a soft, empathetic observation. English has an entire emotional grammar built right into it.
Right, the structure itself forces you to choose a tone.
So if learning these small rules changes how you address a tense moment in a kitchen, how does speaking English actually change your personality?
Oh, wow.
When you navigate a language that separates a permanent state from a temporary mood so strictly, do you find yourself becoming a slightly different, maybe more empathetic person when you speak it?
That is a brilliant thing to chew on. Does the language you speak shape the kind of friend you are? Think about that the next time you draw your map of the future. Those three tiny words aren't a barrier. They are the tools to build the next version of yourself.